The NFL trade deadline has been a whirlwind if you are a New England Patriots fan. There have been rumors about pretty much every single player on this team, both staying and leaving. And in this one, according to Diana Ruzzini, she's reporting that the Patriots have made the following players available for trade before Tuesday's trade deadline. Let's just get into it. What is going on, Pats Nation? It's your boy Colby, also known as Patriots Global. I appreciate you guys clicking on today's video to hear me talk about some Patriots news. Also want to say we got an equipment upgrade, okay? There are a lot of things happening behind the scenes right now, so if something seems off or a little glitchy, hang tight. Let me know in the comment section below if something does sound off, but if it sounds really, really good, also let me know in the comment section below. A lot of this is news, so I need your guys' feedback, so make sure you guys let me know. But like we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks now, and there's still videos that I need to make regarding the Patriots and the trade deadline. A lot of things have been happening, and now we're hearing some conflicting reports. And Diana Ruzzini is somebody that you can definitely trust in the media. And there's a couple of key Patriots players here that she is listing that the Patriots have, air quote, put on the trade block. She's putting out here that defensive tackle Davon Godchaux has been put on the trade block, wide receiver Tyquan Thornton, wide receiver Kendrick Bourne, and safety Kyle Duggar. To me, if this happens, really, if any of these moves happen, somebody, I don't know if it's Elliot Wolf or somebody else upstairs in the Patriots organization, needs to be sued for malpractice, because this isn't okay. If you look at 3 out of these 4 players, these were guys that the Patriots retained this offseason, whether they signed them to a contract extension or they signed them as a free agent, and they signed them to multi-year deals. The whole kind of shtick around the Patriots this offseason was the fact that they wanted to rebrand themselves as an organization that cares about their players, that takes care of their players. Basically, if you perform well for us, we are going to take care for you. What message does it send if you are a bad team in year 1 of a rebuild and you ship off the players that you just re-signed to multi-year deals? You're not going to be known as an organization that takes care of their players. You're going to be known as an organization that is very up and down, that goes through mood swings, and most importantly, is an organization that players cannot trust. Let's look at 3 out of the 4 players that we just listed. Kendrick Bourne, this offseason, he was a pending free agent. The Patriots decided that they wanted to bring him back, in large part because Kendrick Bourne, when he's healthy, he performs for the Patriots. He has been one of the best players both on and off the field in the post-Tom Brady era since he signed with the New England Patriots in free agency of 2021. If they didn't want him, if they were concerned about his injury, they shouldn't have brought him back. They shouldn't have signed him to a multi-year deal. But they did. And they signed him to a 3-year, $19.5 million contract. When it comes to Davon Godchaux, we know that he was holding out of practice, or rather holding in during training camp this offseason. The Patriots could have shipped him off. I was one of the people saying at the time that they should ship him off, but they didn't. They gave in. They traded Matthew Judon, but they kept Davon Godchaux. Not only did they keep him, not only did they give him a pay raise for the season, but he was another player that they signed to a multi-year deal. They signed Davon Godchaux to a 2-year deal worth $18 million. And then when it comes down to Kyle Duggar, they originally put the franchise tag on him, or one of the tags on him. I can't remember. There's a lot of things that happened this offseason. But then after that, signed him to a multi-year deal. Again, if you didn't want him, you shouldn't have tagged him. More importantly, you shouldn't have signed him to a multi-year deal after you tagged him. They ended up signing him to a 4-year deal worth $58 million. And more specifically, when it comes to Kyle Duggar, you look at the whole situation right now that's happening with Jabril Peppers, and maybe they know something. Maybe the Patriots organization knows something about the Jabril Peppers situation that we don't, but that's a guy that we don't know when he's going to return to football, if he returns to football at all. And even if he does, if the allegations about Jabril Peppers do come out to be true, is that the type of guy that you want on your team? Is that the type of image that you want on your team? And if not, and Jabril Peppers is out of the Patriots organization, Kyle Duggar is a guy that you need more than ever. And look, As somebody who's currently in school to do the exact same thing that Diana Ruzzini is doing and being a part of the media, sometimes, especially during these dull moments, you got to hype things up. You got to get clicks a little bit. So, my question here is, are the Patriots letting teams know that these guys are available, or are teams calling the Patriots about these guys and they're at least picking up the phone? Because these are very two different things. If the Patriots are going out putting these star players on the market, I don't agree with it. And there's a big problem, a bigger problem at hand than we're talking about. But if the Patriots are strictly picking up the phones on any deals that come their way, not saying that they're going to trade them, but just listening to offers, then I don't blame them. The Patriots are a two-win team. They have one of the worst overall talented rosters in the NFL because of what Bill Belichick left this team. It's going to be a multi-year rebuild. This team needs more draft picks if they're going to build for the future. This team has over $130 million in cap space. There's not a lot of great free agents, at least in my opinion, in this upcoming free agency pool. So maybe the Patriots look to trade for some high-end guys with some higher-end contracts because they have the money. They just need the draft capital to be able to do so. That's what good organizations do. When you are in a bad standpoint, your team is not succeeding. It's not to say trade your good players, but it's to say, you know what? We're at a bad position. We need to rebuild a little bit. Let's at least pick up the phone and see what we can get. Because if the Patriots could get a third-round pick for Davon Godchaux, I love Davon Godchaux. He's actually had a really good year. I'd ship off Davon Godchaux for a third-round pick. I'm not picking up the phone, though, for anything less than a third-round pick. Why? Because Davon Godchaux, one, he's played really good football this year. Two, you signed him to a multi-year rebuild. Three, this team is very young. It's rebuilding, and you need veterans in the locker room that can set the tone. And Davon Godchaux has been that guy. With a lot of veterans out, Davon Godchaux has stepped up big time, both on and off the field, and has been veteran leadership. And we've seen that through his interviews and his press conferences throughout the entire season so far. Not just that, but one of the positions that the Patriots have reportedly been looking into add at the trade deadline has been defensive tackle, which makes a lot of sense. Right now, Jaquelin Roy is one of the Patriots' starting defensive tackles, a guy that realistically isn't signed to an active NFL roster and getting meaningful snaps. The Patriots have a big hole within that interior because Christian Barmore isn't there. So if you're getting rid of Davon Godchaux, you're just setting yourself back even more to where the Patriots already have an issue stopping the run. You get rid of Davon Godchaux, and you're probably letting opposing teams put up 200-300-yard rushing on you easily. Like, if you get rid of these players, it is a clear sign that you are giving up on the season, and you're just, your eyes, your sight, your concentration is just all on the offseason. Especially when you look at what the NFL trade deadline is, it's a buyer's market. You look at what guys have gone for so far over the last few weeks, they're not going for what you think. You know, these wide receivers, even the Patriots trading Josh Uche just the other week, he only goes for a 6th-round pick, not even this year's draft, but a next year draft. Teams are not getting the value that they want in players by trading them, which makes me think, why are you going to get a 3rd-round pick for Davon Godchaux? If you trade Kendrick Bourne, it's the same situation. It starts at a 3rd-round pick for me. You're probably not getting a third. What I'm hearing is a 6th-round pick. I'm not getting rid of Davon Godchaux, Kendrick Bourne, or Kyle Duggar for a measly late-day 3rd-round pick that's probably going to end up being a special teamer that does nothing offensively or defensively. And like I said earlier with Kyle Duggar, he's just a guy that doesn't make sense to ship off. Point blank. I know he's had some injury problems, but realistically, this is another guy that is a leader. This is someone that Gerard Mayo said earlier when they extended him that he was a cornerstone to this team and that he is a big veteran leader. Not to mention the fact that he's the guy that when he's on the field has the green dot on the back of his head, making sure to communicate with the rest of the defense what is happening. He is the defensive signal caller for this team. So to me, what I think this ultimately comes down to is the Patriots, they are picking up the phone. They picked up the phone when it came to Christian Gonzalez, which, by the way, they said it was amusing. They were never going to trade him, but they're still listening because that's what bad teams do. But this is where I want to kick it off to you guys. What are your reports, or rather, what are your thoughts on these reports from Diana Ruzzini saying that the Patriots have put Davon Godchaux, Kendrick Bourne, Kyle Duggar, and Tyquan Thornton on the market? When it comes to Tyquan, ship him off. I don't care if you're getting a 7th-round pick in 2029. Ship him off, get whatever you can at this point. But when it comes to guys like Kyle Duggar, Kendrick Bourne, Davon Godchaux, I wouldn't move on from those guys. Those guys are very good football players. Those guys are very good veterans. They're very good leaders. And that's what this team needs. we've had a lot of toxicity going on in this locker room so far this offseason, in large part because we're not winning. What's it going to look like when you continue to not win? But now you don't have those veterans in the locker room behind the scenes to at least be able to manage these younger players who are jumping off the ship a little bit. This is where I kick it to you guys, though. I want to know your thoughts on this report. Do you think the Patriots ship off any of their top tier players? And if they do, what would you want for these guys in terms of compensation? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video. And of course, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. Appreciate you guys so much for watching. But until next time, go Pats.